Good day, brothers and sisters. You know, it doesn't seem all that long ago when I was a young apprentice working at Snodgrass Sheet Metal in Indianapolis, Indiana. And since then, sheet metal is the only kind of work I've ever known. I grew up in a family of sheet metal workers. My father was one, so were many of my uncles and cousins. The SMWIA has always put food on the Sullivan table and allowed us to live a happy, healthy life. No one wants to see our union succeed more than I do. But brothers and sisters, we've got a problem on our hands. And if we don't work together to solve it, the lifestyle we all enjoy today will be in jeopardy. Maybe you've seen the evidence pile up with each passing year. Union construction is not the only game in town. And more of our potential customers are choosing our non-union competitors every day. Over the years, we have seen the market share of union construction drop to 17%. This is an industry-wide problem for the building trades, and as union members, it's our problem too. When owners are making decisions about construction, cheapest price is the determining factor the vast majority of the time. Every hour of work we lose to a non-union competitor is one more stone on a pile that threatens to bury us and the rest of the organized construction trades. This is no mirage. It's a fact. Every year the number of collective bargaining agreements in place across the nation falls. Every year the concept of collective bargaining gets a little closer to collective begging. I know it's tough out there. It's tough everywhere for the union construction worker. That's why I'm asking for your help. We need to come together as brothers and sisters of this great union and take charge of the things we can control. That's our productivity. That's our attitude we bring to the job site. That's the image we collectively convey to the customer, that we are going to give him the best value for his dollar. It's up to us to start taking back the market because no one's going to do it for us. That means we have to use every resource at hand to maintain the work we currently have in both the United States and Canada. We must use every resource at hand to show more customers that it is to their financial advantage to use union sheet metal workers. Even if work is good in your area right now, or if you think you've got a guaranteed job next year simply because you have one this year, that's dangerous and foolhardy. What affects some of us today will eventually affect all of us tomorrow. We are not alone in this effort. Our brothers and sisters in the other building trades unions are getting the same message from their customers and are recognizing the need for a uniform standard of conduct on the job. It's called professionalism. The Construction Users Roundtable, or CURT, comprises some of the largest users of construction in the world. It also includes our union contractors, represented by the Sheet Metal and Air Conditioning Contractors National Association, SMACNA, and the SMWIA. CURT is raising this issue about conduct on the job in a constructive way. They want the quality of work that union workers provide. They acknowledge we are the most skilled workers in the construction industry, but what they don't want is a lack of cooperation and support from us in helping them keep costs down and getting jobs done on time or ahead of schedule. They know we can do the job. They just need to see from each and every worker that their goals and ours are one and the same. Make no mistake, CURT is a customer we cannot afford to lose. In many cases, we're getting a bum rap. But let's face it, many times we are sending the wrong signal to our customers. We have some work to do to polish up our image. To the 90% of our members who do a fair day's work for a fair day's pay, I thank you. But we still have workers who simply fail to show up when they're supposed to. We still have people wearing things to work that are offensive to others. And we still have coworkers who stand silently by and let it happen. And yet we wonder why we give so many people the wrong impression. If there's 20 workers on a job and the owner sees one or two not carrying their share of the load, who do you think he remembers? You already know the answer to that question. It's not fair, but that's just the way life is. We're all in this together, and if we let a small percentage of our fellow workers bring us down, then shame on us. If you think this is some attempt to pit member against member, then you're totally missing the boat. What I'm saying is, we all have a responsibility to each other to produce. We all have the training and skills to be more productive than the competition. And when we show up with the right attitude, no one can touch us. There's a provision in the standard form of union agreement that requires you to perform to SMWIA standards. Read it once in a while and give yourself a personal productivity and quality check. A lot of it is just plain common sense. Would you pay someone your 8-hour rate for the amount of work you perform today? Would you accept the same quality? We are not asking you to be machines, and we recognize that all of us have had a bad day once in a while. However, if you can't answer yes the vast majority of the time to those very basic questions, then why do you think anyone else would be willing to pay that amount? This test holds true for all classifications. Keep your skills updated and your productivity high. Remember that right or wrong, the customer's perception of us is our reality. What our clients are telling us about work attitudes needs our attention. So take a moment and ask yourself a few questions. Am I at work, ready to go, on time? Or worse, am I absent when I was expected to be there? Do I have all the tools I need nearby? Is my appearance professional for the job at hand? Do I waste time, or am I producing at the level expected of me? Am I a contributing member of a team effort designed to make the contractor and the customer successful? I could go into detail about how the loss of 1 hour of productivity impacts a job, particularly when that practice becomes more widespread. Let's just say there is a serious financial trickle-down effect that makes it more difficult for one of our contractors to get the next job. Think about it. How successful would you be as a businessman if you had to factor in 8 hours of pay into your bid and receive less than 8 hours of work? Now multiply that over dozens of workers, 5 days a week, 12 months a year. If we maximize our productivity, our contractors will win and we will win. That being said, we certainly expect our signatory contractors to do their share to hold up their end of the deal. This visit I'm having with you should not be viewed in any way as some sort of free pass to our employers. Contractors also have significant responsibilities in planning the work and working the plan. They must also aspire to a higher standard if we are to grow our industry together. If we maximize our efforts, we expect them to aggressively pursue the work.